I freed her from chains. I thought I saved her, until 50 warriors came to take her back. Now I must choose between my life, her people, and the bond between us. The smell of dust and sweat hit me first. I pushed open the wooden door of Jedediah's post. Men shouted, laughed, and threw coins on the table. I heard the sound of chains dragging across the floor. I stopped. She was there. A girl sat on the ground, wrists bound in iron. Her eyes looked past everyone, past me, past Hope. Jedediah grinned. "Step in, Daniel," he called. "You want to see a fine deal today?" I clenched my jaw. What kind of deal? He kicked the chain. "This girl," he said. "Strong back, good worker." "Cheap, too. Debt paid, coin made." "Easy trade," the men laughed. One spat near her feet. "Half price." "She's thin," another raised a coin. "I'll pay more if she cleans my boots." My chest burned. "Why is she chained?" I asked. Jedediah smirked. "Why not?" "A wild thing needs iron." I looked at her again. Her mouth opened once. "Help," she whispered, then fell silent. The men jeered. "Speak louder, girl." "Or maybe she can't." Laughter shook the walls. My hand shook at my side. I remembered my war nights. Men tied, men begging, chains heavy in my own hands. I remembered silence, broken promises, broken lives. "Untie her," I said. Jedediah raised his brow. "You pay, I untie. Otherwise she stays where she is." "How much?" I asked. "More than you got, soldier." He spat tobacco in the dust. 2 silver coins. "Or she rots," the crowd roared. "Not worth it. She'll die anyway. Better leave her." I reached for my belt pouch. I felt the coins inside. Not much, but enough. I threw them on the table. Silver rang against wood. The room went quiet. Jedediah bent down, eyes wide. "You serious?" "Free her," I said. He snatched the coins. Greed lit his face. "Cut the chain, then," he said. I walked forward. Men pulled back, muttering. I knelt beside her. Her wrists were raw, bleeding. I pulled my knife and cut the rope that held iron tight. The chain fell heavy against the floor. She lifted her head. Her eyes locked on mine. No tears, no smile. "Only fire," I whispered. "You're free now." Her lips moved. "Free?" she asked. Her voice was sharp, cold. "Yes," I said. She leaned close, so only I heard. "You made me your debt, stranger." Her words cut deeper than my knife ever could. I froze, mouth dry. I wanted to speak, but nothing came. The men cursed. "Fool wasted coins." "She's not worth it." "She'll run tonight." Jedediah laughed loud. "Enjoy your prize, Daniel. But remember this, coins never buy peace." I stood, chain in my hand. I looked at her again. She did not thank me. She only stared, like fire burning through my chest. My stomach twisted. I thought saving her was an ending, but I knew now. It was only the beginning. The horse moved slow under the weight of 2. I held the reins, but her body sat stiff behind me. She said nothing. Only the sound of chains in my memory spoke. I tried once. "What is your name?" I asked. Silence. The wind answered, not her. "You must eat," I said later. Still no words. Her eyes looked past me, past the trees. I sighed. "Do you hate me?" Her voice came at last, cold and sharp. "You cut iron, but you left chains." I gripped the reins tighter. "What chains?" She leaned close enough to whisper. "The chain of debt." "I owe you now," her tone burned me. "I did not free you for payment," I said. "Then why?" she asked. "You know nothing of me, nothing of my people." I had no answer. The forest swallowed my shame. We reached the river by dusk. I let the horse drink. She stepped down, her bare feet touching the stones. I watched her reflection move across the water. "Do you trust me?" I asked. "No." The word struck like a knife. I stared at the ground. "I am not your enemy," she raised her chin. "Your world is not mine." The truth in her voice cut deeper than lies. We made camp near the river. The fire cracked but gave no comfort. I chewed dry bread, but she refused food. "You will starve," I warned. "I would rather starve free than eat bound," she said. Her pride frightened me more than any weapon. I tried again. "Tell me at least your tribe." She looked at the flames. "You want to know?" I asked the graves. I felt my chest twist. I thought of war, of smoke, of bodies I once saw. I thought of my own scars. Her words dragged me back into them. That night I dreamed of blood. Chains closed on my wrists again. Men screamed. I woke with sweat on my neck. The fire was dying. The girl sat awake, eyes sharp, watching me. Bad dreams? She asked. Yes, I admitted. Dreams of what I cannot forget. She did not smile. We both carry ghosts. At dawn, I heard hoofbeats. I grabbed my rifle and stood. Elias rode from the trees, dust on his coat. His face was pale. You're a fool, he said. Do you know what you've done? I shook my head. I could not leave her. He spat on the ground. Then hear me, brother. 50 warriors march this way. They will come for her. They will kill you. My stomach dropped. The girl's eyes flashed at his words, but she stayed silent. Elias rode closer. You should let her go, I looked at her. Her face held no fear, only fire. My heart pounded like drums. I shook my head. No, I said. I cannot. The town streets felt heavy that day. Dust clung to my boots. Eyes followed me and Ahyoka. No one smiled. Rebecca stepped from her porch. Her face looked pale, her hands tight. Daniel, she called. Why bring her here? I stopped. She was in chains, I said. She is safe now. Rebecca shook her head. Safe? Not here. The people fear her. They fear what follows her. Ahyoka stood behind me, silent. Her eyes burned, but her lips stayed closed. Rebecca lowered her voice. You risk too much. Let her go before it's late. I felt my chest tighten. I can't, I said. She would be taken again, Rebecca sighed. You never learned, Daniel. You always carry broken things. One day they break you too. I turned away before my voice cracked. We walked on. Shadows stretched long across the street. Children stared and ran inside. Doors closed behind us. At the sheriff's office, Morton leaned outside. He spit into the dirt. You brought trouble, Daniel, he said. She needed help, I answered. He crossed his arms. If warriors come, I won't fight for you. This town won't burn for a girl. My fists clenched. She is not a thing, I said. She is not a trade, Morton smirked. Maybe not to you, but to her people you are a thief. I looked at Ahyoka. Her face was calm, proud. She did not flinch at his words. Morton stepped closer. Take her away. Far from here. Before this town turns wild. I pulled Ahyoka with me. We left the office in silence. At the well, old women whispered. Why is she here? One said. She will bring death, another hissed. Their words stabbed me. I felt eyes on my back, hot as fire. Ahyoka finally spoke. Her voice was low but sharp. Your people see me as less. I stopped walking. Her words cut deep. She stepped closer. My people see you as thief. You broke chains, yes, but you did not set me free. I swallowed hard. Then what am I to you? She looked at me with steady eyes. You are a man between two worlds. Both will hate you. I had no answer. Her truth weighed heavy in my chest. We reached the stable. Elias was waiting, arms crossed. Brother, he said, they talk already. Whispers run faster than horses. I know, I said. Elias sighed. Morton won't stand with you. The town won't fight for her. 50 warriors will come. You will stand alone. I shook my head. I won't give her back. Elias stared at me. Do you want death? She is not ours. She is not theirs either, I said. Ahyoka stepped between us. I am not yours to fight over. I walk my own path, Elias frowned. Then walk far, girl. You will bring blood. I grabbed his arm. Enough, I said. She stays until she chooses. Elias pulled free and walked away. The stable grew quiet. Ahyoka sat near the hay. You think you saved me, she said. But saving is not owning. I nodded slowly. I know. I only wanted chains broken. She touched the iron mark on her wrist. The chains are broken, but whispers are sharper than iron. Her words echoed inside me. I felt weak, unsure. Had I saved her? Or had I doomed us both? The town buzzed outside. Whispers filled every corner. Fear was growing. And I stood at the center. I sat near the fire, sharpening my knife. The forest was quiet, but my chest was not. Ahyoka sat across from me, her arms wrapped tight. She never spoke much, only stared at the flames. I broke the silence. You still don't trust me? Her eyes lifted, cold and sharp. Why should I? She said. I sighed. I cut your chains. I paid the coin. Her lips pressed hard. You paid to play hero. That is all. The words stung, but I stayed calm. I don't want to be hero. I just couldn't walk away. Her gaze fell to the dirt. She whispered. You don't even know my name. I leaned forward. Then tell me. For a moment she hesitated. Then she said, Ahyoka. The sound of it burned into me. I repeated softly, Ahyoka. Her voice grew harder. My tribe is gone. My brother is dead. Men like Jedediah took our land, our hope. He promised food, then brought chains. He smiled while my people bled. Her eyes shone with tears she refused to shed. I clenched my fists. I know greed. I saw it in war. Men killed for land, for gold, for nothing. I killed too. I carry scars. She narrowed her eyes. You? You killed? Yes, I whispered. Not for hate, for survival. But blood still covers my hands. Her silence cut deeper than words. Finally, she said, then you are not different from them. Her words hit like a blade. I looked at the fire. I wanted to defend myself, but I could not. At last I said, maybe you're right. But I hate what I became. That is why I freed you. She stared at me long. Her face showed no mercy, no pity. Only fire. The night grew darker. Owls cried from the trees. I wrapped my coat tighter, but the cold stayed inside me. Suddenly, hoofbeats thundered on the trail. I grabbed my rifle. Ahyoka sprang to her feet, knife in hand. Bandits rode into the clearing, guns raised. Drop it, cowboy! One shouted. I aimed. Not today. Shots rang. I fired once, missed. Ahyoka leaped, slashing a man's arm. He howled, dropped his pistol. I shouted, behind you! She spun, fast as fire, cutting another's leg. 2 men rushed me. I swung my rifle like a club, knocking one down. Pain burst in my shoulder as the other hit me. Fight! Ahyoka cried. I pushed back, slamming him into a tree. Blood filled my mouth, but I stayed standing. More gunfire split the night. The bandits cursed, then fled into the dark. Only silence remained. I dropped to my knees, breathing hard. My body ached, but I was alive. Ahyoka stood above me, her chest heaving. You fought, she said. I nodded, wiping blood from my lip. So did you. Her face softened, just a little. For a moment, she whispered, we were not enemies. I met her eyes. For a moment, we were not. The fire cracked between us. We said nothing more. But something had changed. Look who crawled back, I muttered under my breath. Jedediah stood near the saloon, eyes like knives. He smirked and raised his voice. This man hides a savage girl. She'll cut your throats in the night. The townsfolk gasped. Whispers moved faster than fire. A woman spat near my boots. Get her out, she hissed. She brings death. My hands shook, but I forced myself to speak. She is not danger. She is chained no more. Jedediah laughed loud. Chains kept her tame. You broke them. Now she will kill you all. I felt heat in my chest. Say what you want, traitor, but I won't let you sell her again. He stepped close, breath sour with greed. You ruined me. You stole my coin. The warriors will gut you. They'll drag her back. And I'll laugh when your blood runs. I clenched my fists. You fear her fire because you have none, he sneered. No, I fear nothing. She is only prophet. And you are a fool who paid too much. Elias pulled at my arm. Brother, stop. Don't fight him here. I turned, but anger boiled over.
He spreads lies.
Can't you hear him? Elias looked tired. You can't fight both sides. The town hates her. The warriors want her. Where do you stand? My throat burned. I stand with her, always. Ahyoka stepped from the shadows. Her chains were gone, but her eyes shone steel. She looked at Jedediah without fear. Her voice was low but sharp. Better their knife than your greed. The crowd fell silent. Jedediah's grin cracked. You'll regret that, girl. I stepped in front of her. No, I'll regret nothing. You lost today, traitor. Walk away. He spat near my boots and stormed off. The townsfolk still glared at me. But in Ahyoka's eyes, I saw fire. Not thanks, not trust, but truth. She would rather die free than live owned. And I understood. The morning air felt heavy on my chest. I stood near the town gate, hand on my gun. The ground shook. I heard the thunder of horses. The forest gave them voice, louder and louder. Daniel, Elias whispered. They are here. I swallowed hard. Dust rose from the east. Warriors on painted horses spread like fire. Bows, spears, and rifles glimmered. My heart pounded in my ears. Rebecca cried, Lord, help us! Sheriff Morton muttered, We can't fight this. I wanted to shout, but my voice broke. The riders stopped. 50 pairs of eyes burned into me. One man rode forward. Tall, proud, wrapped in eagle feathers. His face carried years of scars. I knew this was the chief. He stopped his horse, staring. You, he said. His voice was deep, cutting. You stole my daughter, I froze. The words cut like knives. I wanted to explain. I wanted to tell the truth. But my lips trembled. Ahyoka stepped past me. Her chains were gone, but her pride strong. She raised her voice clear and sharp. "He broke my chains!" Silence fell over the warriors. They looked at one another. Their horses snorted, restless. The chief's eyes narrowed. "Chains?" he asked. His voice thundered like storm. "You wore chains?" Ahyoka lifted her arm. The scars from iron showed. "Yes, sold like animal. This man paid coins. He cut me free." I felt my chest twist. I waited for anger, not mercy. Hawthorne, young and fierce, spat at me. "He is no savior." He touched what was not his. "We kill him now!" The warriors shouted in rage. Bows lifted. Spears pointed at my chest. I felt death close around me. Elias stepped forward, hand shaking. "Wait," he said. "He saved her." "I swear it," Hawthorne growled. "Lies!" "He hides behind silver tongue." The chief raised his hand. The warriors fell silent. He turned to Ahyoka. "Daughter, is this truth?" Her jaw tightened. Her eyes met mine, burning. "It is truth," she said. "He paid coin. He cut iron. He gave me breath." The chief studied me long. His gaze felt heavy like chains. I wanted to bow, but I stood. "You dare keep her?" he asked. I swallowed. I did not keep her. I gave her freedom, but I could not leave her. A low murmur spread among them. Some looked angry. Some looked unsure. Hawthorne stepped forward again. "You shame us, chief. This man lives while we bleed." "Give me his throat," the warriors cheered. My blood ran cold. I placed my hand on my chest. "If you want my life, take it. But I will not lie." I broke her chains. "I will not regret it," Ahyoka gasped. Elias muttered, "God, Daniel." The chief stared. Minutes felt like hours. Finally he spoke. "Not death, not yet. There will be trial," Hawthorne sneered. "A fight, a test." "Let him bleed," the warriors roared. The sound echoed across trees. I felt my legs shake. I knew what was coming. I knew I might not live. Still, when Ahyoka looked at me, I forced a smile. "I will face it," I whispered. Her lips trembled. "You are fool," she said softly. "But you are no coward." The chief raised his spear. "Tomorrow," he declared. "Trial of courage. Then we see if you deserve breath," the warriors shouted again. The horses stamped the ground. I felt death waiting. Yet deep inside, something burned. Not fear alone, something stronger. I whispered to myself, "Chains are broken." Now I faced the fire. The circle of warriors closed around me. Drums pounded, feet stamped, voices shouted. The dust rose, dry and sharp in my throat. Chief Tyanita raised his hand. "You fight. You prove truth or die." I swallowed hard. "What if I fall?" I asked. "Then your blood feeds dust," he said. Hawthorne stepped forward, spear in hand. His eyes burned like fire, full of hate. "You touched what was not yours," he spat. "You breathe because my chief tests you." I shook my head. "I freed her from chains," I said. He laughed. "You freed nothing. You only claimed," the warriors roared, chanting his name. Ahyoka stood silent, her face unreadable. Her eyes never left me. My hands trembled as I raised my knife. I whispered to myself, "Do not run." Hawthorne circled. "You fear me," he said. "Yes," I answered. "But fear does not own me," he lunged. Steel met steel. The sound rang in my ears. Pain ripped across my arm. I staggered back, blood dripping. Hawthorne grinned. "You bleed easy, white man." I steadied my breath. "I bleed, but I still stand." We clashed again. My chest burned, my legs weak. I thought of war, of chains, of screams. I thought of men who sold life for coins. Hawthorne struck hard. I fell to my knees. The dust filled my mouth. Voices cried out, "Kill him! Kill him!" I forced myself up. My knife shook, my body heavy. But I shouted, "I fight not to own. I fight to prove I am not a thief." Hawthorne froze, just a breath. Then he struck again. I blocked, weak, my knife sliding. The spear tip grazed my chest. I gasped, dropping my blade. I fell, hands on the dirt. The chanting grew louder. "Finish him! End it!" Hawthorne raised his spear. The sun flashed on the iron tip. Then I heard Ahyoka's cry. "Stop! He fought with honor." Her voice cut the circle like fire. The warriors grew silent, waiting. I lifted my head. Her eyes met mine. For the first time, they held no hate. They held something different. Respect. Chief Tyanita stepped forward. His face was stone, his voice low. He did not break. He bled, but he stood. "No thief speaks like this. No coward bleeds for truth." Hawthorne lowered his spear slowly. His jaw clenched, but he stepped back. I fell again, chest heaving, blood soaking my shirt. The dust stuck to my skin like chains, but I felt lighter than before. Ahyoka moved closer. She whispered so only I heard, "You fight like a fool." "But not like a liar." My lips curled into a weak smile. "I told you." "I never wanted chains," the warriors shouted again, but different now. Not hate, not rage. Something else. Perhaps grudging respect. Chief Tyanita raised his voice once more. "This man lives." For now, I closed my eyes, pain swallowing me. But in the roar I held one truth. I had not won. I had not lost. I had been seen, flames lit the trees. Smoke choked my lungs. I heard men shouting, women crying, children screaming. The fire spread fast across the dry forest. "Ahyoka!" I shouted. I grabbed her arm. Her eyes burned as bright as the flames. "You must run," I said. She shook her head. "No, fire eats everything." "Where can we go?" I pulled harder. "We can't stay. We die here," she coughed, covering her mouth. "Who did this?"
Jedediah, I said.
"He wants us all dead." Her face tightened. "I told you greed kills." I pushed forward through the smoke. People ran past, carrying buckets, shouting prayers. Elias staggered toward me, dragging Jonah by the arm. "Help me!" Elias yelled. Jonah's face was pale. I grabbed the boy, pulling him upright. "Can you walk?" I asked. Jonah nodded weakly. "I can, don't leave me!" The fire roared behind us. The air burned my throat. I pulled Jonah close and pushed on. A warrior blocked the path. Hawthorne, young and angry, pointed his spear. "Why protect them, white man?" he shouted. "You bring fire to us," I glared back. I didn't light it. "Jedediah did." He spat on the ground. "Still, your kind always brings chains." I clenched my fists. "I cut her chains," I yelled. "I fight for her now." Ahyoka stepped between us. "Hawthorne," she said firmly. "He bleeds for us." "See him." Hawthorne hesitated, then lowered his spear. "Then prove it," he muttered. "Save them." I turned back to Elias. His face was red, sweat pouring. "Take Jonah to the river," I told him. "Stay low. Don't breathe deep. What about you?" Elias asked. I shook my head. "I'll get Ahyoka out." He hesitated, then pulled Jonah away. The boy coughed but kept moving. A branch cracked above us. Fire dropped from the trees. I shoved Ahyoka aside, the flames licking my arm. "You're hurt," she said. "It doesn't matter," I replied. "We have to live." We stumbled toward the clearing. The sky was orange and black. People formed lines, passing buckets of water. Warriors and townsfolk together, no longer enemies. Jedediah appeared in the distance. He ran wild-eyed, clutching a bag of coins. "Burn!" he screamed. "Let fire eat you all." I chased 2 steps, but smoke stopped me. I fell to one knee, coughing blood. Ahyoka grabbed me. "Stay up, don't fall." Her hands pressed mine. "You bleed for my people." "Why?" Her words cut deep. I looked at her through tears. "Because I won't let chains rule again." Her eyes softened. She held my hand tight. "For the first time," she whispered, "I choose to stand with you." We pushed together into the clearing. The fire still burned, but people fought it. Buckets splashed, children cried, warriors shouted. I felt weak, my arm burned raw. But in her grip I found strength. Not as her savior, not as her jailer, but as her bond. The fire raged behind us, but I no longer felt only fear. I felt choice. Her choice. The fire was gone. Smoke rose in the sky. The ground still smelled of ash. I stood, weak, my hands shaking. I saw Jedediah on his knees. He begged, his voice broken and loud. "Please," he cried. "Don't let them kill me. I can pay. I have coins. I have more hidden in town." I looked at him. His eyes were wide, his face pale. He tried to crawl toward me. Chains rattled on his arms and legs. "You sold her," I said. "You put iron on her skin. You broke her spirit for money. Now you beg for mercy?" He reached out. "I only wanted profit," he said. "I never wanted death." "Please help me." I felt heat in my chest. His words cut, his lies filled my head. I remembered the first night. I remembered the chains, the crowd, the laughter. I remembered her silence. Chief Tyanita rode closer. His face was hard, his eyes deep. "This man is yours," he said. "You bought his sin with your fight." "Decide his fate." The warriors watched me. Their spears glinted in the light. Hawthorne spat on the ground. "Kill him now," he said. "Let blood pay blood." I looked at Ahyoka. Her face was calm, her eyes sharp. She did not speak for me. She only watched, waiting. My hand trembled. I held the knife still stained. Jedediah cried again. "Please, I'll give you silver." I'll give you gold. Spare me, I stepped closer. His body shook, his tears ran. For a moment, I wanted to strike. For a moment, I wanted his blood. But then I saw his chains. He was already trapped by greed. I dropped the knife. Let him rot, I said. Let him rot in his own greed. His life is his prison now. Silence spread through the circle. The warriors lowered their spears. Chief Tyanita nodded once. Your words are stronger than death, Jedediah screamed, but no one moved. He was dragged away, his coins worthless. The ground felt lighter under my boots. My chest burned, but with release. Ahyoka stepped to my side. She touched my arm gently. You did not kill, she said. You broke the chain another way. I looked at her. You are free now. Not my debt. Not my burden, she shook her head. Her voice was steady, almost soft. You are not my jailer. You are my bond. Her words struck me deep. I felt my throat close. I was not her savior. I was her choice. The warriors moved back. The tribe gathered in silence. Elias stood behind me, smiling faintly. Even the boy Jonah wiped his face. The fire in the forest was gone. The smoke drifted away in the wind. The earth smelled of dust and life again. I looked at Ahyoka. Her eyes shone, not broken now. She was not a shadow. She was a flame. Where do we go? I asked. She pointed to the dawn. Forward, she said. Not in chains, not in fear. Together, as bond, not debt. I nodded slowly. My legs felt strong again. For the first time in years, I felt free too. We walked side by side. The sky turned gold with the morning sun. Each step felt lighter, each breath clean. The past was behind me. The chains were broken. The bond remained.